So, I've tried filming this once already back in December because at the time I had realized I was facing a lot of self doubt around making art, but I didn't end up posting that video because I didn't like how it turned out. However, I think this is something that many artists and many of you have likely faced or are currently facing, and that's why I wanted to come back to this topic and make another video about it. The first thing I want to mention in relation to self doubt and self criticism as an artist is obviously it's telling yourself that you're not good enough. And the reason this is not a good thing is because it leads to you avoiding trying different mediums or new things in general in art, giving up easily or early in the creation process of a piece. So, let's say you're working on a painting and the whole time you're telling yourself, "Ugh, this sucks. I need to fix this. This is bad. I suck at this. I'm not capable of doing this." You are more likely to give up early. At least in my experience, that's what I have had happen is when I'm telling myself that I suck and that I am not capable, I usually give up or don't put as much effort in because I feel discouraged. Now, one thing I mentioned in that video is that, which I think was a good point, which is why I'm bringing it to this video, is in all my life as an artist, I've never told myself that I am not capable of doing something. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying that I'm that amazing of an artist or anything, but one quality that I've always had is that I've been delusional enough to try things that I probably am not capable of, but I believe in my head I can do this, which keeps me motivated to keep working towards finishing whatever it is that I'm trying to draw. So, the reason it's important to not criticize yourself and to have more confidence as an artist is to number one, try new things. If you are not criticizing yourself, you will feel more inclined to try new things because obviously in trying new things you're going to make mistakes and it's going to be hard and you're going to suck at it. But that's how you learn. And if you in the process of trying this new thing, if you're just telling yourself the entire time, "Wow, I suck. I don't know why I'm even doing this. Like I'm not capable. There's all these other artists that are way better than me." That's the other thing. The reason I think that I had started facing, sorry, this is a side note, but the reason that I think I had started facing self doubt as an artist back in December ish, which I still am kind of struggling with this, but not as much as I was then, because at least now I've started making art again, whereas at the time I wasn't even making art. But the reason I think I was facing that is because I was spending a lot more time on Instagram in specific looking at other artists' artworks, and rather than using that as inspiration, which is what you're supposed to do, I was kind of comparing myself to these other artists and felt inferior and felt as though I wasn't as talented as them. That's the thing about Instagram is obviously it can be a good tool to use as inspiration, but it can also be the perfect tool to give you crippling self doubt because you have access to all the artists in the world and seeing all these amazing artists' artworks. It's easy to just criticize yourself and feel bad about your current skill level as an artist. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Trying new things. You are more likely to try new things if you are not doubting yourself because you're not going to be criticizing yourself for all the mistakes you're making in trying said new thing. And the reason trying new things as an artist is a good thing is because it helps you gain new skills and, experiment in ways that you haven't before, obviously, and that overall just leads to you becoming a better artist. Another reason it's important to be confident as an artist is it helps you stay motivated to continue working towards finishing an art piece. As I had mentioned before, I found that I was giving up early on certain artworks that I was working on at the time, and if I was trying something new, I would just give up halfway, or I wouldn't put as much effort into it as I knew I was capable of, just simply because I just felt like I wasn't good enough. Another thing that you can benefit from in not criticizing yourself as much as an artist is you won't be as afraid to share your artworks. Sharing your artworks is good because you can, first of all, it just helps you become more confident as an artist. And second of all, it can help you get feedback from other artists. Hopefully, they are credible artists that you're taking advice from. And obviously, getting advice is good because if you're receiving constructive criticism and advice from other artists who are more experienced, you can take that advice and try to implement it, and therefore you will improve. Now, the next thing I'm about to say is kind of related to not giving up halfway, is if you are less critical of yourself in making art, you will be more open to your mistakes, or you'll allow yourself to make mistakes and sort of work around them and learn from them instead of giving up and feeling discouraged by the fact that you're not creating art up to your expectations, or being able to create whatever it is that whatever your vision is for whatever artwork you're working on. So overall, self-doubt as an artist sucks because it just stunts your artistic growth and makes creating art unenjoyable, which are both bad things if you want to improve as an artist. How do we overcome self-doubt? How can I stop criticizing myself so much then? Because it's kind of a hard thing to stop doing. So my first piece of advice would be to create art more often. And even if that just means sketching whenever you get the time, or doodling on your math homework, anything like that. The reason it's important to create consistently is because the more you practice, the more self-assured you become, and you make more mistakes in creating more consistently, so you become more comfortable with making mistakes and incorporating them into your artwork and normalizing them and not criticizing yourself for not being perfect. The next thing is stop being mean to yourself. You need to encourage yourself as though you would encourage your friend or your partner or your younger self. Encouragement is super important because it helps you stay motivated. I'm not going to continue on that because I've been saying that this whole video. So next point is to share your work. As I mentioned earlier, you'll learn from other people's advice. You'll just feel more confident about your art. And a lot of the time when you share your art and you get positive feedback from other people, it can kind of help you to feel better about the art that you're creating. Because a lot of us as artists don't see the quality of our work or just see how great whatever it is that we've created is. A lot of the time we just focus on the mistakes or the things we could have improved. But sometimes it's nice to just have somebody be like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I could never do something like this. So obviously it's bad to rely on external validation, but it can be helpful sometimes. Number 4, stop comparing yourself to other artists online. I've said this many times in multiple of my videos. Comparison is the worst thing for you to grow as an artist because you just feel discouraged. So rather than comparing, use it as inspiration. Use other artists' artworks as inspiration and, be like, oh wow, I wish I could color like them or shade like them or whatever it is. I wish my compositions were as wonderful as this artist's. I don't fucking know what I'm saying, but you get my point. And that way you can sort of take that and try to apply it to your own artwork rather than being like, oh, I'll never be like them. They're so much better than me. I should just quit. Lastly, celebrating small wins, acknowledging your progress and achievements, no matter how minor they may seem, rather than focusing on, finished products and what you can improve all the time. You got to look back and be like, wow, look at this amazing artwork I made. So I hope I helped you in some way in this video. Something that I shared was hopefully helpful to you. If you enjoyed, please give the video a like, subscribe to join the cult. We'd love to have you here. We have a great time. And comment if you have any advice or would like to share your experience with self criticism, how that has affected you as an artist. I love to read your comments. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.